This session is on the plant details page. The quick guide for the details page is seen here on the left of my screen, and we're just going to walk through an overview of this page 1 and page 2 of this quick guide. So starting with top, the view period on the details page. Details page has a view period at the in this area that allows you to zoom in and zoom out. I can zoom in to just 8 hours, see a little more detail. I can zoom out to 24 hours and see a bigger picture. Notice how these throughput numbers change based on the time frame that I'm looking against. All this is looking at the most recent hours, looking back from currently 5 o'clock in the afternoon back to 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So the trailing 24 hours. This is the current time on the far right. This is 24 hours back. So again, if I want to look at just the past 8 hours, again, the right hand side stays at my current time, and now I'm looking back to 9 o'clock this morning. So the other way to best practice to take a look at what the viewing period is to start at the beginning of your shift day, and basically say I'm coming in and starting at 7 o'clock, and I just want to see my shift day build over time over the 8-hour period. And notice that right now my shift day has got a really nice throughput. Everything's in the target goals for net good per hour. So again, if you set this up 7 o'clock in the morning and watched it as it grew through the day, hopefully you'd see these numbers stay nice and high and in the green. If you have trouble, you can hopefully spot it early and go out on the floor. Notice also that the strip charts, I can hover over top and get some information, and I see hatched areas where there's a reason code required. In this particular case, the operator Brenda Foley has not given me a reason code, and that's why this is hatched. If I'm configured against the correct gateway that's being managed, I can, as a supervisor, clean these up, and when I do, it'll go solid red after I give that reason code. That's another cleanup activity. So that's the view period, and kind of looking at the strip chart as it changes. If we look at across again, mentioned the throughput, which is really net good per hour. And there's the metrics overview that I'd recommend you take a look at for the flex metrics. But throughput is a key number that comes across. It's this left-handed number on the scorecard, and depending on the time frame that we're looking at, it'll tell us a story if I'm behind where I should be. I should be at 1700 net good per hour. I'm at 1500, so I'm in the yellow, and that's what prompts a deeper dive into understanding what's going on the machine. That's what these reporting icons do. So this allows me to drill deeper into the reports. In this particular case, if I can see that I've had a couple of wash-ups on this press. One took 19 minutes. This is the longest one. On average, it's 18. I've had 3 of these proofs that have been done on this machine. So it's another quick way to tell the story. And this again is getting into the reporting components of these drill downs, which is actually on page 2 of the quick guide. If I want to go a little deeper into this, let's just go ahead and open this period up to 24 hours, and I want to take a look at what's going on WebPress 3, and I see that there was a couple of paper problems. One was 48 minutes long. The quickest way I can see when that actually happened is to go into this activity by equipment drill down, which is a very powerful tool in Flex, and I can basically sort by any one of these columns. In this case, I'm sorting by minutes, longest to shortest, and here I can see that 48-minute paper problem happened last night at 8:30. Kelly Harold was on the machine. There was a problem with the wrapper on the roll. So that's just a quick way to see what the leading indicator is for that Pareto, is to use this little drill down for the activity by equipment. The other thing I can do is I can actually look at the shift report for WebPress 3. And if I look at the shift report for WebPress 3, open this up a little bit, I can see that I can also sort by these columns. Yesterday, second shift, my throughput was at 2600 net good per hour. That was the lowest point that I've had so far. That's probably because of this 19% uptime. It's the lowest uptime I've had. Speed's not a big factor, although it's almost as slow as any other speed. Run yield's not a factor in this. It's really all about this uptime issue on the second shift yesterday. So again, I can quickly understand third shift last night had about a 40% uptime, running at 13,000. That's pretty good. My goal is 48.96. I almost hit my goal last night on third shift. It's 48.87, so it's just slightly in the yellow. But, and again, I can see that because my good expected was 31,000. I almost hit it at 30,945. So again, all this is based on the throughput goals, which are based on uptime, speed, and yield, basically OEE. And that's giving me a picture of how well they ran. So again, I really blew past my throughput goal on first shift today. I hit 7,000 net good per hour. So exceeded my pace of 34,000 for the shift, mostly because I had 44% uptime plus running very fast at 14,300. That'll give me that high throughput. So first shift was great. Second shift, which is where we are right now, I'm actually below my goal. So this would be a reason to probably go out there and find out, where speeds are down. In fact, it's slowest we've been running in 24 hours, and my uptime is down. I can go a little deeper into this if I want to look at the time element here on the clock. This gives me an hourly feedback on what issues are going on. And again, this is starting currently in descending order, so this is the most recent hour, 5 o'clock. And I'm going backwards and seeing that here's that throughput hit, that I had since 1 o'clock this afternoon. So all these go in. And if I want to find out why, I can look at uptime, speed, and yield, what happened in these most recent hours. And it's been a whole lot of setups, probably short runs. I can also see that visually right here. Very, very short little runs. And I can also take a look at my speed. I've dropped off since this afternoon, probably because, again, very, very short runs. I can't get up to full speed. Can also see that my net yields in the afternoon have dropped back down. So again, first shift was at a very high throughput. I can actually see that very clearly through this visual. And again, the hourly metrics give me a very detailed picture of what happened and am I trending back up in the right direction. So the details page is a very powerful tool for operators and actually for supervisors and managers to get the story of what's happening on the floor.